So we'll get started. Hey everybody, Josiah here, also known as Chilling Silence. Apologies if you are watching live and it is not happy for some reason. What we can see, I'll bring this back out. 62% packet loss. Time to go talk with my ISP. Wait a second, that's me. I'll do some quick digging a little bit later on. I'll re-upload this if it doesn't work out too well. But anyway, I wanted to really dive straight into this because I don't want to have to wait for it to upload, because I wanted to show you the new DigiByte.io website. That's right, you can go to DigiByte.io now and check out the new website, and I love it. I think it's really cool. So what we'll do is I'll scroll down, we'll go through the whole thing as well. So we talk about everything here, both about, it says here, so truly decentralized, more secure. We can even, is it just those ones? Forward thinking, yeah. But this is, so one of the things though that I do think we should look at is, over time what I want to do is redo this video. So this is what is DigiByte, and it's cool that we can play it and it pops up and stuff. I love how it kind of...
DigiByte is truly a decentralized global blockchain. So many people use that word decentralized.
So that's more, we are DigiByte. Now the reason for this, we originally had one of the older videos. I think the video itself was actually made in like 2014 or something, back when we were only GPU, like pre-multi-algo and everything. So maybe this is something for us as a community to look at. Maybe we need to write some kind of like a blurb and say, this is what we want the video to showcase, this is what we want to tell people, kind of like what we've got with DigiID, right? Like, so if I bring up the digi-id.io, let's quickly go to this website, just to show this off. If we go to see how this works, we've got the video here. So this is a short, actually it's 2 minutes.
What is DigiID? DigiID is a fast and secure way for you to log into websites, applications, or even building security, such as swipe cards.
Right, so that's pretty cool, right? Like, it goes through the details there, real specific, and it shows it off. Now, I think that's great. I think it kind of starts explaining everything to people in a way that is super easy for like a non-technical person to understand. Now, with blockchain especially, actually I've even got this open here. So I recently did a Kiwi Talkz video. Now this was really quite cool because I was talking with Reese, who's had a little bit of prior exposure, and even he said, look, I've had people try before and try to explain blockchain and Bitcoin and all that kind of thing, and he said it sucked. He said people just can't do it. He said, I'm really grateful though for what you explained in this video, why it matters, why it's good. And there's a couple of different clips where I explain it in short little bite-sized chunks that take like 30 seconds, but they're explaining different parts and different facets. So we need to almost kind of take some of that information and pop it into this kind of a video for the website. So this is something that I think us as a community should look to. Definitely getting sidetracked here because I wanted to go through the website and not talk specifically just about videos. But what can you do? So that's all right. Hey, so I can see we've got a few other people in here as well. Blaz, thanks for joining. John something as well. So what we can do is, if I keep going down further, let's keep going through. So this is awesome because we explain about how it works specifically here. So we've got here applications and digi assets. This is awesome because this is going to be a key part of the DigiByte blockchain in the future, I think. The public ledger aspect of it, and like a little bit of a summary just there. We talk about 5 proof of work algorithms, the core protocol. So this is kind of basically, you remember on the old website how we explained the different, like 3 different layers? This is kind of that as well. And then we basically sum it up and say we're open source and we're permissionless. I don't think we actually mentioned though that we're not like a company, so maybe we could even put that in there. That's some food for thought. The history of DigiByte, this is really quite cool as well. So we go through and we talk about all of the different milestones and the improvements. So DigiShield, we've got multi-algo, multi-shield, DigiSpeed activated, SegWit activated, DigiID launched, DigiAssets, Dandelion++. Like, how freaking cool are all of those milestones and improvements, right? Like, you look at a lot of other projects, and they've been going for a couple of years, and they're basically still on their same first, like, original release, which is basically a minor tweak of Bitcoin, for example. Like, I was talking with a friend about an ICO earlier this morning, and I'm looking at it going, cool, they've not really done anything in like 3 years now. But it's cool to see like all of these milestones and stuff. Crypt as well. What's the last one? Full-time development since... Oh, okay, and then we look back to the beginning. Interesting. Right, okay. Anyway, so this is cool because we talk about it as being a currency. We're not on ICO. Hey, that's kind of cool because we do mention that at least. There is no CEO or company controlling the DigiByte blockchain. I think that part as well is really important based on some of the feedback that we had earlier today in Telegram. Interesting. Just also in the chat here, what we can do is we'll go Binance. So somebody's asking, can't really hear you or anything, just blips. That's all right. So I'll re-upload this later on. That's really unfortunate. The joys of being my own ISP. I'll look at it shortly. We'll re-upload this because I'm recording it, so we'll do it. Yeah. Anyway, back to the website here. Easy to use, not an IC. I like how this is kind of broken down into, again, this is, I say this a lot, but these are bite-sized chunks that people can kind of take in and understand and grasp, right? So rather than having, like, our DigiByte wiki is freaking cool. But if I bring this open, there is a lot of information here, especially just even on our main page. Like, we have so much information on here. We've got our own wiki, right? But there's a lot to take in here, especially if you're coming here for the first time. You've basically got like a wall of text. Whereas if we come back here, we've got it nicely broken down into nice, small, easy to digest chunks, right? So we're not an ICO. Cool, DigiByte's not an ICO. And then you can read a little bit more about it. And so these little boxes, I think, are actually really cool ways of having the website done. Now, the old website was really cool. It kind of laid the foundations for this as well. It did a great job here. This dials it up to 11. So manageable units compared to 21 million Bitcoin. There's 21 million DigiByte. Quick picks for the DigiByte ecosystem. This is cool. Man, there's a lot of stuff in there as well. A simplified way to create digital assets. This is awesome because we talk about digi assets. Again, we go into some of the details. Need more help? Join the DigiByte developers. Seeing digi assets in action. Authentication at its best. Right, so this is going to be DigiID. Yeah, nice. Okay. And again, these are quick little chunks of information that you can use to start to understand it. Right, so DigiID, simple and free. Cool, I like that. I understand that. And then we go into a little bit more detail specifically about it being free. Easy authentication. Cool, I can understand that. It's easy. Again, and then we go into a little bit more details. I like this as well because it goes into more information, again, specifically about how it works. That's quite cool. Frequently asked questions. Nice. Seeing DigiID in action. I love it. We've got a couple of websites there. Most passionate community ever. Aww, isn't that lovely? And again, down here, Telegram groups. Now, this is really quite key as well because often we would refer people to the digibyte.io website and say, scroll down, you get the Telegram groups and things. So this is cool because we've got alerts. We've got discussion, we've got support, we've got developers, that's awesome, I love it, great. Meet the creator, talking about Jared, that's cool. Choose your app. Hey, this is nice, I feel like Nigel's been busy. Or is this like this the whole time? This is pretty cool. DigiByte documents and guidelines. Looking, we're going down. Find out more on DigiByte wallets, and here we go. Hey, that's a nice little touch as well. Search for a block transaction. Nifty. That's really cool. Anyway, so new website is live. Thank you so much to everybody who's been involved with this. It's really quite cool. I think it's great. It's great that we've been carrying on and still doing things despite the fact it's been both a bear market, despite the fact that a lot of people worldwide are now in quarantine, on lockdown, whatever, the DigiByte community still carries on going. That's awesome. Take a pat on the back. Take a bow. I love it. Translations as well. So up here, we've got a couple of them that are completed. So you can actually, I wonder if, yeah, Google's going to try and automatically translate it for, no, go back. There we go. And so we've got it in a bunch of different, like we've got Turkish as well. Leave it alone, Google Translate. This is cool. So the idea with this is, right, so you show up to the website, and I think they've got it set so that it takes your regional settings from your browser and will automatically show you the correct language. Obviously, I only speak English. I unfortunately have no idea what this means in Turkish. I mean, I can see DigiByte, like, I know it. But aside from that, right, like, it's obviously going to only show in English for me. But you can also manually change it from here, which is pretty cool too. Now, we are doing a lot more work here with the translations and things. If you do want to help contribute, jump in either the general discussion, the support group, anything at all like that, and we can point you in the right direction here. So it's really quite cool to see we have got a lot already completed. So we've got Croatian, Czech, Dutch, English, obviously, Filipino, German, Indonesian, where are we? Turkish. That's 8 languages already done. So what happens is once they're done, the community, the team, I suppose, will then take them, formulate them into a specific, I believe we've got, yeah, so up the top here in the URL, you can't see it, but it's basically /TR for Turkish. So the same for English and things like that. And they create and they basically take all of the translations and build the page off of those. They can still be updated with all of the strings and things in the future. So that's really cool to see so many people are getting involved and helping out. Again, you can also go to, maybe we should go in and quickly update some of this. Does it need updating? Yeah, it does. Let's quickly tweak that because we no longer need this. DigiByte.io, new website project. Yeah, help translate it into your local language. Ah, cool. So there's a direct link for it there. Removed preview link. Now it's live. Commit directly to the master branch. Sure. Ta-da. Okay, so one of the things that's actually really quite cool about this is when changes are made that happen on the DigiByte.io repository. So let's say a picture gets updated or something like that, or the wording, the phrasing gets tweaked. You can go and as soon as it happens in here, it will automatically get pulled to the website. I think the delay is around about like 5 or 10 seconds, but it's basically immediately. So that's really quite cool. So we can see here if we go to the commits, as soon as these changes are made, say for example, Nigel here, update id.html. What was he doing? Adding a line break. Oh, that's quite cool. But even little things like that, so as soon as he makes that change and pushes it into GitHub, we can see that in GitHub. That will be reflected immediately then on the website. So it removes any kind of maintenance overheads is probably the best way of wording this. So that's really awesome. I love the new setup. I think it's really cool. I think it's great that the community are able to be so involved on a broader scale with this. I'm excited. Anyway, so a couple of other things that I wanted to quickly cover off. Obviously, we've got the chat from yesterday that came out. I was interviewed by Reese from Kiwi Talkz, which was awesome. We had a great time. We talked about a whole ton of things. He's actually really quite cool as well because he's got a whole lot of, like, he timestamps the hell out of that. That's awesome. So we talk about a lot of things, as you can see here. And it was great to go into some of both the basics for DigiByte, cryptocurrency, how people can avoid scams, what they should be looking out for, why DigiByte is awesome, what DigiID does, some of the solutions that it presents. So that was really cool. Highly encourage you to go and check it out. Thanks again for having me on the podcast. Had a blast, and hopefully I'll be back in 6 or 12 months and we can kind of do a bit of a follow-up. So speaking though of YouTubers, Blaz here has just tweeted out, we've got a link here from Amanda for it's her first live stream and unboxing for her Hott For Crypto channel, which is really quite cool. So she goes and unboxes a bunch of DigiByte merchant things, get yourself a nice fancy ass camera and microphone and a few other bits and pieces. I think aside from what was there? There was a bunch in there. The hat, the BitFi, some other stuff as well. So really quite cool. Go along, support her, give her a follow, hit the subscribe button, and check her channel out. She's going to be doing more regular things around DigiByte as well. Hopefully once kind of like a week maybe. She was saying like a kind of a summary, bit of a catch up, what's been going on over the past week and things as well. And she's mentioned that she wants to do a bunch of things live as well. Crypto and tea, that sort of thing. So really excited for that. Go along and support her. Noah as well, he is the guru behind the Android app. He's running a live stream coming up this weekend where he says you can, it's like an AMA. Ask him anything. I've gone along and put in a couple of questions for him. Want to find out about some of his, history with Android. He is an insanely talented developer, incredibly talented. Go along, check him out. I'll include links to this in the description below as well. I think that's going to be all from me for today, but I'm basically just super excited about this. Excited that we've got the website. I'm going to change that back to English in case it doesn't the next time I go back. Yay, English. I love it. I think it's great. Check it out. DigiByte.io. Consider leaving a like, subscribe, hit the share button. I'll get this re-uploaded, though, if we are still having issues. Let's quickly see what we're looking at for frames. Yeah, that's not pretty. My CPU sitting idle. It's definitely not that. It's going to be something network related. That's okay. Whatever. We'll figure it out. Anyway, thank you again for tuning in. I'll talk to you in the next video, and I'll see you tomorrow. Cheers.